Hi guys, Bolt here once again with more Wargame Red Dragon, and this time I will be doing a review of the Armory of the Yugoslavians. This is one of the brand new nations in Wargame Red Dragon. At the moment of recording, it is all still a work in progress, so keep that in mind. Anyways, let's quickly start off with the logistics, and this part is going to be relatively short, and I think this video will be around 20 minutes, so yeah, I'm going to keep it relatively short. Anyways. So we have the HK-41 commandney. I guess that means command vehicle or something. Just a helicopter command. I don't really use any helicopter commands, but if you're a fan of them, go straight ahead. We have some infantry commands coming in the transport truck. One of them in the OT tab. It looks like a Scott or something, with the KPVT in the top or on the top. The OT M60P. A tracked vehicle this time, so it is slow, but it has a Browning and a 792mm on top. We have the OT M60PB with some heat or some recoilless guns on the top. That looks cool. 82mm. Good HE, good rate of fire, decent accuracy actually for this thing. That's interesting. And last but not least, we also have some command squads in a tiny helicopter. I don't know how they fit in this thing. Yeah, that might be something to change in the future. I don't know if actually 5 guys can fit in this. Well, maybe if they actually pilot the aircraft, maybe they can actually like squeeze in the back, but I think that's kind of a tight squeeze. Let's continue here with the cheapest command vehicle that we got, the 100-point UAZ, and then we also have a BRDM2 command, which is actually quite fast on and off-road, and also amphibious, so that's actually a nice a nice unit. T-55 AK command, so a light tank command, and also a slightly heavier tank command. This is the M84 AK, 65% accuracy and 19 AP on that gun. That is quite insane, with max range and 15 front armor. So really good for armor decks. Then we have the M60PB, a command variant of it. We got some FAP 2026A supply truck, 800 liters, and then we have a big beast with 2400 liters. So this is definitely going to be in my deck. You can bet your ass on that. We have a FOB, and last but not least, the HT-40 Teretny, basically an MI... what is it, MI-8 supply truck? 1500 liters fuel, yep. Okay, so that is it for the logistics. Nice supply truck, nice command tank, nice amount of choices. There's a wide variety of choices there. Alright, infantry. This is the first time I'm looking at this, so it's gonna be new for me as well. So first off, we have some regular 15-man squads, coming with 82mm recoilless guns, 1400 meters range, 40% accuracy. That's quite nice. So it's kind of like the counter to the tank Shashao that the Chinese have on the Red Force side. Comes with, actually this is also Red Force, so it's kind of like the Yugoslavian variant of the tank Shashao. M53, basically an MG42 I'm guessing, and the M70B1. So nice loadout for regular trained infantry for 10 points. 15-man squads, that is quite good. And they come in the Tab 71 with the KPVT, and also in the HT-40, basically an MI8 with 32mm or 57 32mm, wow, 32 57mm rockets. There we go. So next up we have a slightly cheaper in terms of loadout infantry, still regular but 10 strength, so 10-man squads, with the M56, looks like an MP40 for all I know. M53 Sarac, so MG42, MP40, and I would just call this a Panzerfaust. I don't know. This is a really old loadout. This looks fun. I'm gonna definitely use this. M57A2 anti-tank. This is pretty much scraping the barrel when it comes to regular infantry. This is like the worst I've seen so far. But yeah, they come in the Tab 71, M60PB. We already went through all of these. Now we have the BVP M80A with the 20mm autocannon and some cheap Malyutna ATGMs. And we also have a slightly better variant with the 30mm gun with Malyutka P1 missiles and also PKT on top, so that's quite interesting. And then we have the Malyutka 2T with 26 AP Malyutkas. That is insane. That is for Malyutka to have that AP. That is new. I've not seen that before. But with a 30mm instead of a 20, so that's a nice increase. But I will definitely not use those in combination with these troops. Maybe if it's the only troop that actually gets these, but yeah. Then we have some shock troops. Finally seeing some better stuff over here. We have the M84, which that looks like a really good saw, actually. Really good range on ground and helicopters. Really good rate of fire, suppression, HE, everything. Together with the M70AB2, basically an AK, and the LRAC F1, the French light anti-tank weapon, which has really good stats as well. 60% accuracy and 19 AP. Will pretty much tear through most tanks with a few shots. And these guys also come in the same supplies or transports that we already named previously. Then we got some elite troops over here. Same LRAC, different assault rifle here. SMG actually, 792mm AP M44s. I've never. They almost look like the STGs from World War II from the Germans. I don't know if I remember the name right. STGs, SGTs. I think it's STG 44, right? Looks really similar. It does have the 44 on it. And the M53 Serac, basically MG42. So really cool World War II loadouts, I would say. And they also come in the 90s variant with the Eric's ATGM, 1050 meters range, 60% accuracy, 26 AP, and the automatic M85 AK-74, I believe, is what this is, and the M84 as their weapon. So good elite troops, a little bit expensive though. So it's going to be tricky to actually balance this out. Then we got some drug lords over here with some ATGM squads, medium range, 50% accuracy, 20 AP, coming in the same transports that we named previously. There's no real difference in transports, except for, nope, it's still the same. Then we have some Fagot M's. I just call them faggots, to be fair. But yeah, if people do feel insulted, it's just the way I have fun and just naming things. I don't know. I'm a big puns and memes guy. So anyway, the Fagot M, I'm just gonna keep it civilized. With the standard loadouts that you guys are already familiar with. So I will definitely use these drug lords. They're gonna be fun. I'm gonna drug people in game. That's Nolan's joke, by the way. Then we got some more shock troops with the M72 Laws, but good assault rifle and saw. So probably good in forests, but although that accuracy is a little bit worrying, so I will probably use the 90s variant of it, where you get the Epilas type AT weapon here with 24 AP with 20 rounds per minute. That's where it is. That's where it is. You want to be able to take out shit really quickly in forests and actually want to hit them as well with the first shot. So yeah, you got the M80A and the M82A, so RPK and what looks like an AKM or something like that, and the Epilas type anti-tank weapon. So really good. And let's just look at some of the transports that we got. So you can get them with an autocannon. And since we are in a forest, it might be the best choice here. So I would probably go for like... Well, to be fair, in forest, all of my shit usually dies. So I will probably go for like something with either with a KPVT, but it's already 15 points. So for 5 points extra, you can go with someone with an autocannon. So I will probably go for this. But then again, that is like 45 points. So it kind of depends what you want to do. Next up, we got some man pads, some bad, really bad Strela 2MAs, so definitely don't use these, but yeah, 2100 range on helis, 1680 on airplanes to the 35 accuracy. I'm just gonna bypass that completely and go to the Iglo 1, which has some decent stats, 2450 on helis and 1960 on planes, but 40% accuracy instead of 35. It might not look like a lot, but it's definitely a little bit better, and I will have faith that these actually hit 1 out of 20 billion missiles that they fire. And then last but not least, some militia squads. I did not see any militia squads with Finland, so that's kind of new. Alright, let's look over here. We got a weird looking AAPs with 2 long range, well, I would say long range on helis, but short range on airplanes type of AAPs. 40 points, 60% accuracy, kind of like a Crotal with only 2 missiles. I have a feeling this is gonna miss both shots every time. But it is fast, relatively cheap, so for motorized it might do the trick to quickly stop those heli rushes if you have 4 of these. But yeah, the amount of missiles that they carry might be a little bit of a bottleneck there. Let's continue here. We have the Cub M, the Czech AAPs, I believe. Quite decent stats, if you ask me. 3850 on airplanes, 40% accuracy. It's a good AAPs. But I would probably recommend going for the Neva M1. Holy crap, this thing is big and fast. 45-50 meters range on airplanes, 65% accuracy. And I just want to quickly check out the Buck. Yep, it's pretty much the same stats as the Buck, so that is quite interesting. That is a really, really good AA piece. I would definitely recommend using this. Then we have the little bit more expensive variant, but it is, yeah, the difference here is it's non-radar. For 30 points more, you can get rid of any micro that you would need to do to your AA. So you can just keep these turned on, but yeah, goddamn, 120 points. I don't know, I will probably just go for the 90 point variant so that I can, well, I micro most of my AA, but maybe once in a while I will just go for this to test it out. Like, you'll be able to just fire at seaplanes when they actually move towards you, which might be a big bonus. So yeah, I'm actually going to use these, screw it. Then we got some infrared, the Strela 1, the Strela 10, and finally the Strela something, the M90 Sava. So this is all of the Strela series that you will find with the Soviets as well, but I would definitely go for this one if you're going for Strelas. But yeah, here you have the stats. So 2450. I'm just looking at helicopter stats. That's why I use these Strelas anyways. 2450, 2625, 2800. So really good range on helicopters. Also decent range on planes. But really good accuracy and stabilizer. So these guys will really just wreck seaplanes if they fly over. But more importantly, helicopters will not stand a chance. Then we got a mortar piece. 82mm mortar. Fast fire mortar piece. Perfect for smoke. Only 30 points. Not much I need to say about that. Looks like we got some artillery next. 105mm. What is this? Mortar? I think it's like a long-range mortar that the... Damn, what nation was that had these mortars? The really long-range ones. I totally forgot. Oh, it's Israel. Hold on, let's quickly check that out. Yeah, the Macmats. The 160mm. But this one actually outranges it with 11,200. So it's going to be interesting to see how this guy performs on the battlefield. Then we got the Su-122 Gvastika, the Russian artillery piece. I've not used this since ALB, I believe. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you just try to pepper a big town in the middle. With that dispersion, that medium dispersion, it's actually good to have a little bit of a relatively inaccurate gun, so you can just fire at all the buildings in the town. Then we got the Nora B, a truck with a giant gun on top. That's literally what it is. Really good dispersion, basically your snipe artillery in this deck. Then we got the Spat BOV 3. I don't know what other nation has this, but it's basically a really cheap AA vehicle here for your beginning rushes on the ground. 2450 meters range on helis. Decent accuracy for a gun AA, but the most important thing is it's really fast on an off-road. But if you want something a little bit better, you can go for the Spat BOV 30. Same... Oh, nope. It does not have the same range. It has 200... Hold on a second. 175 meters extra range on helicopters. Did my math... Yep, 175 meters extra range, and it has 10% more accuracy and 40% more suppression. So that is a big boost for only 10 points extra. Last but not least, we have the Gun AA. This is the best Gun AA in this deck. 2625 on helis. Really good range on airplanes as well. Good accuracy. Moderate stabilizer, but it is amphibious, so you can do some really nice amphibious assaults with this as your AA. Then we got some rockets. We got the HE rocket with 64 128mm rockets, so you can basically go Katusha on the enemy with this one. We also have some AP, basically a Smerch variant, the Czech variant of the Smerch with 12 262mm, but it has 7 AP, and I quickly want to just check it out. Okay, yeah, the Smerch has 8 AP, but goddamn, 7 AP is still really good. It's just going to tear through most tanks. And we also have the Plemen S with a weird-looking rocket pod with an insanely good dispersion for that short of a rocket pod. That dispersion should be way more, in my opinion. But it is still a work in progress. It's 8 HE, good rate of fire, and 64 of those rockets. So, yeah, a lot of AA. I'll probably go for this guy here. If you want a little bit of a cheaper one, go for this one. Then I will probably go for this guy. And probably go for the Gun AA as well. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go over to the tanks. We do have a lot of tanks. I'm just going to start it from the top. We had the M91 Vihor. Vihor. That's going to be fun to talk about these units. A new tank. I have not seen this model in a long time. Max range, 70% accuracy, 65% stabilizer. That is insane. 20 AP, 10 rounds per minute, 18 front armor, 9 side. It's a good, really good, on the higher end of the medium tanks, if that makes any sense. Really nice tank. And then we add a little bit of an upgrade on that. We have some 4 more front armor, 1 more side, 1 more top, and 2 more AP for 40 points extra. That is actually not too bad. So you got 2 really good tanks here you can choose out of. Kind of a high-end medium tank, and then you got a big brawler with all of that ERA armor all over it. So that is a nice combination there. PT-76, we're just going to bypass this. T-34B, hell yes. This is going to be a lot of fun to use on the battlefield. M47 Patton, that is interesting. So you got the T-34 and the M47 Patton in one deck, both with the same accuracy. That is going to be fun to use. T-55 TLD, basically your basic T-55. You got a little bit of an upgraded variant of that with 4 Malyutka P1 ATGMs. In terms of gun accuracy, it also has a big buff, 20% more max range and 1 more AP. And it also has the same dishcom. So for 10 points, you actually do get quite a lot of extras. And I might actually use this like against APCs or whatnot. It does have a really good accuracy on that gun. Then we have a slightly better variant of the better variant with 2 more AP and 4 more front armor. So this would actually be something I would dare to use on the battlefield against enemy tanks. Still, it is quite weak against high-end blue for tanks, even like the Leo 2s. Then we got the T-72 series, 50% accuracy, 14 AP. That 4 HE really makes a huge difference if you're fighting infantry. By the way, 12 front armor and medium range. We got the max range variant of it with 1 more front armor, a little bit more accuracy and AP power. And then we got the daddy of them all, the M84A with 65% accuracy, 19 AP, 60% stabilizer, and 15 front armor. So my choice here would be probably pick, what would I do? I'll probably go for like this guy here, the T-72M, as support, fire support, because of that 4 HE. Go for this guy, go for that guy, and go for that guy. That's probably what I would do. Let's go over to the recon here. We have the Granadiers over here, really basic recon units with the horrible anti-tank weapon, but they got very good optics, only 15 points. Just sprinkle these guys around, and they come in land vehicles and also in a Gazelle, so you can do some sneakies in the flank of the enemies. We got some helicopter recon, very good optics and good optics, very fast as well. Both of these, 310 kilometers per hour. Their strength is 4, so anything that fires at it infrared will kill it with 1 shot, so keep these guys in cover. But this one, the 30.1, does come with 14 rockets of 70mm and a 50 cal Browning, so that is quite nice. We got a UAZ recon as well with very good optics, very fast on and off-road, 120 off-road, that's quite insane. We got the Greyhound here, 20 rounds per minute, and this actually did wreck my face quite a few times in this game. When I tried to do some 1v1s with Nolan, it really fires really quickly, and it actually hits most of its shots. It's quite insane. Good optics, good speed on and off-road, really good unit overall. BRDM2, very familiar recon unit, good optics as well, only 10 points, also amphibious. This might be something that I would put in my deck. And for 50 points you can get an AA recon, which is quite interesting. Perfect for the flanks, 26-25 meters range on the helicopters. Very good. And then we got the, what is this? IBV M80A1, 30mm autocannon and some ATGMs as recon. Exceptional optics. Okay, that is interesting. That kind of changes things. Well, here we go. Now we got some interesting. So we got the Senki 2-man squads with the 20mm grenade launcher by the looks of things. Nope. What is this? 20mm sniper. Oh, that is interesting. Wow, 2 AP on that. Holy crap, range. 1750 meters range on the ground. 600 on helis. 95% accuracy. So an anti-material gun pretty much. But a 20mm one with 2 AP. So It will one-shot most UAZs and even be able to take out some heavier vehicles. And these guys come in the Pinzgauser, the Bove M86, and also in a Gazelle, as you can see. And then last but not least, we have the T55 Recon and also the M84AN Recon. This is an MBT in the Recon tab. 65% accuracy, 19 AP, and 15 front armor. That is beautiful. I'm going to use this, that's for sure. I'm going to use Recon once in my life. So in the vehicle tab, we have the transports that we already named, but you also have something very interesting. You have the Bov Rakatas with 48 rockets on top. That is going to be sick to use. I wonder how that's going to fire. We got the BRDM2 Malyutka ATGM. We got the Bov 1 Palo. And I'm going through these units a little bit faster than usual because you already know what the Malyutka and everything does if you have been following the channel for a while now. But we have the Malyutka P1 launcher. We have the BVP. I think these are just infantry transports. Yep, we already went through that. The LT-M80A Palo. 18 Malyutka 2M ATGMs. And I really got to use these Malyutkas. Like, in my experience, they fire really... Well, they travel really slow. But I gotta give them a try. We got the M1107 Fagats with Conkers or Fagat M missiles. That is quite nice. And we also have the Drug Lords over here. Same truck with the other ATGMs that we got. It is a prototype, so you will only get this with this nation. You cannot get them in coalitions. OTM-5 with a Browning, only 5 points. You got the OTM-60P, which also gives you a 792mm. These are all infantry transports, by the way. So we're just going to go through it. A Praga. I think this is also an infantry transport. Pinzgauer as well. And a Hellcat. Look at that, a Hellcat. 50% accuracy on this. I do like the fact that they put a lot of cheap tanks in there that were like post-World War II or even made during World War II, like the Stug that Finland has. So really nice. We can do some World War II battles with these decks. Alright. Let's go over to the heli tab. It looks like we'll get some nice units over here. We got the HN42M Gamma, some Strelas and some Malyutkas, really basic helicopter, but you also have the upgraded variant of it with Igla 1 missiles that can actually do some sort of damage, and 4 Malyutka 2M missiles. We got the HO42 Gazelle with a 50 cal. I think this is the transport that we got. HT40 with 32 57mm rockets. We got the same Mi-8 with some more rockets, some Malyutkas and that 12.7mm, and one that has the giant 128mm rockets that you guys are familiar with. And if I were to use a heli, it would be this one. These rockets really just wreck. Alright, in the airplanes tab, when I did play against Nolan, he did tell me that he was lacking ASFs because he was playing mechanized. But I do not really see the reason for it. Maybe he was doing... You do get these with mechanized. Yeah, you do get them. Alright, that's weird. But yeah, let's start out with this. So you got a J22 Oro, I guess, with 8 250 kilogram bombs. Decent speed, turn radius is good, but the ECM is bad, so... Yeah, it might be a little bit risky to use this guy, but 8 bombs, that really makes a difference on the battlefield. We also have the same plane with 6 450 kilogram cluster bombs with a little bit more ECM, so that is already a bonus. And we also have the same plane with Mavericks this time, and rockets with even more ECM and more speed, so it has an upgraded engine, I bet. Yep, we cannot really tell that from this distance, but it does have an upgraded variant or engine. It might actually be a bug currently. Everything is still subject to change, so keep that in mind. But yeah, a nice series of J22s. Then we have the L11D. This one comes with 5 70mm rockets against helicopters or airplanes. That is interesting. I gotta use that. J21 Jest Reb. Looks like a suicide plane here with rockets and a 50mm cannon. We have the L12, the basic, well, again, scraping the barrel of ASF's type of plane. L17K has a little bit more air-to-air missiles, a little bit more accurate, more ECM and all that. It is really fast though, 1,000 kilometers per hour, so might not be bad to just spam these around. We have the L18, a little bit of a better ASF here that actually has some long-range Vimples. Looks really sweet as well. 30% ECM, 900 kilometers per hour range, so kind of like the SU-27K that North Korea has. Then we have the daddy of them all with the Mika EM missiles, Fire and Forget, 4 of those with really good stats, and also the Vimples, 40% ECM, 1000 kilometers per hour range. Alright, 3 more planes left. We got the L-15 with lots of bombs, cluster NHE. This could be interesting to use. Got the N-62 Super Gallop with 4 napalm bombs, good for your initial rushes, and the N-62 Super Gallop with TV guided missiles. Alright, that is really good. This could be a really good plane. It is relatively slow. It has good ECM, turn radius of 250, so it can really make some quick turns like the Su-25 and just pick off 2 units and then get the fuck out. That could be a really good unit to use on the battlefield, especially in your armor decks if you have them. Yep, you do get them in your armor, so that's perfect. But yeah, I'm not going to go through naval. Obviously, it's not even there. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. The Yugoslavians, you can get them in the coalition with the Czechs. That's going to be a ton of fun. And if you go into the armory at the tanks tab, you can get the Moderna as well, my favorite tank in this game. But I think the biggest difference is going to be the infantry tab, where you have some very nice units that the Yugoslavians don't have, like the Konkurs M, or even in the helicopter tab where you get the Mi-25s and Mi-35s and such. So yeah, tinker around with these coalitions as soon as you have access to this as well, and let me know what you went for in your decks, and you can even drop down some deck codes for other people down in the comment section. I will probably be forced to approve those since YouTube just flags them as spam, but don't worry, I will approve all of those. You have my word. Anyways, that was it. So that was the Yugoslavians. I don't know what I did here. Here we go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are looking forward to some gameplay of this. And as always, I will see you guys back in the next one. Take care.